Hey everyone, I am back for a Tuesday check-in, and it is Cinco de Mayo and Taco Tuesday, so you're welcome. I just planned your dinner for you. Hope you're having a great day and a great week. It's been a little while since we've checked in, so I have some important news to talk about today. Remember, we did this series on the Shema not too long ago, actually when we were all together in church, and I said 1,000 times the Shema over and over again, repeated it so that hopefully you would learn it as well. And it went like this out of Deuteronomy. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your strength. And then we talked about how Jesus kind of retells it in the Gospels, where he says, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, and with all your strength. And love your neighbor as yourself. And we talked about how Jesus really was just clarifying what the Hebrew people knew. When they heard love God with all your heart, that meant to love your neighbor. That was how they expressed their love for God, was in love for neighbor. That was part of the culture and the practice of the people. And so Jesus kind of extended that to make sure people understood loving your neighbor was a part of loving God. So I say all that because it's those words that are guiding our decisions regarding church gatherings and opening up and all these things. Because right now, we're seeing our state and our city open in phases and looking at getting back to not normal, but at least some things open that have been closed. And so when we think about what our plans are, we really go back to the Shema. How do we love God? How do we love our neighbors in the midst of what we're going with? Well, our state guidelines give us a timeline, and the hoped-for timeline is in phases, and we don't even get close to being able to gather as one body until, who knows, somewhere in June or July. June 1st says that if things go well, some will gather up to 90 people maybe in a group. But what you need to know about us is, in light of Jesus' call to love our neighbors, we're going to do our best to protect each other and our neighbors by social distancing. And so even as some businesses are opening up, we are going to remain an open church but closed building for the foreseeable future. Our services are still going to be online. We're still going to offer opportunities through Zoom and those kinds of things for some group meetings. We're still going to be reaching out and hopefully serving you and serving our community, but we aren't coming back anytime soon. And the reason is because we care about you and we care about our community, and we want to make sure that we're being responsible to that. For us, this is not just what the government is telling us to do. It's not a freedom issue. It's a love issue for us. And so chances are we're going to be one of the last ones to open up throughout these phases so that we can bring our people back together safely, knowing that we have brothers and sisters that are at risk in terms of the health and this virus. And so we're going to be very cautious. I know that's a bummer. I know because I'm an extrovert and I am struggling with this. I miss you all, and I want to be back together, and I want life to go back to normal, and I want baseball to start, and all these things. But just as Paul said, we talked about a couple weeks ago about being content. Paul said, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength, and so can we. So we can be content, we can have joy, we can experience the love of Christ in the midst of our staying at home and staying away from others. And I encourage you to take that same perspective. We're not doing this because we're afraid. We're not doing this because somebody tells us to. We're doing it because we love our neighbors. And as a response to our love for God, we're going to do what we can to protect them. So I want to say thanks for continuing to be the church during this time. I know many of you are serving others as much as you can, are reaching out to each other and checking in, and I hope you keep doing that. For those that are able, I want to remind you, you can continue to give through our easytithe.com/FBG or through the Easy Tithe app. You can also find that at our website, gardnerfirstbaptist.com. And you can certainly mail in a check as well. We appreciate that. Continuing to give allows us to continue to serve, and we certainly want to do that during this time. Also, if you need help, please don't hesitate to call me, get in touch with me, let us help you, and don't forget our parking lot pantry that's out there. Come and get what you need and take it. We've had an amazing response. We have more food than we can fit in it right now, and so come and take what you need, and we'll keep filling it up. Thanks so much for doing that and having that as a part of our ministry as well. So, love you all. Don't forget to stay home and stay healthy, and we'll see you soon.